Here's the result for the guy you filled out the survey for. He gets a C+. Plus. This guy is rather so-so. Not too good, not too bad. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He may talk with excitement about work, but in reality, he's not likely to go very far in his career on his own. While he's steady and hardworking, he doesn't take bold steps or stand up for his ideas, so it's easy for others to move ahead of him. He prefers following daily routines rather than taking risks or planning for promotions.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he doesn't get easily upset or angry. Instead of breaking down or losing his temper, he usually stays calm and just keeps going. He isn't sensitive or easily shaken, and he moves past problems instead of dwelling on them.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work may not feel very close to him, but he usually avoids fights or big arguments. He isn't mean or hot tempered, but he also doesn't go out of his way to be friendly or respectful to others. He may not be the most popular, but he's also unlikely to be at the center of drama or trouble.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he is not likely to feel insecure about it. He won't see your success as a threat or something to compete with. He's not someone who worries much about his own status, so your achievements won't trouble him.
What if you start earning more than him?
He is unlikely to secretly resent you or feel insecure if you earn more than him. Money and status are not things he thinks about deeply, and your higher income won't bruise his ego. He's practical and just gets on with his work, not spending time comparing himself to you.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He doesn't plan much when it comes to money, so you might see him spending without thinking things through. He's not careful with details or strict about saving, which means money can slip through his fingers on small pleasures or things he likes in the moment. He's good hearted, but careful money management is not his strong point.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He mostly lives within his means and doesn't make a show of being richer than he is. He likes to keep busy and enjoy simple pleasures, but he usually doesn't try to impress people with big purchases or fake a higher status. If he does spend extra, it's more about grabbing something he wants in the moment, not about showing off.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He isn't very open handed or especially kind with money or his mindset. While he won't pick fights over small things, he's not the type to go out of his way to help others or share what he has freely. He may come across as a bit blunt or not so thoughtful, preferring to look after his own needs first.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is usually open about money, not secretive or controlling. He often says things as they are without hiding, so you probably won't have to worry about him keeping secrets or moving money around behind your back. He isn't the type to make strict rules or try to control what you spend.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He's not someone who thinks deeply about fairness or teamwork at home, so don't expect him to insist on sharing housework equally. He may naturally slip into the habit of leaving chores for you, not because he means harm, but simply out of habit or thoughtlessness. If you don't ask, he might not notice the mess or the effort it takes to keep things running.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's not likely to take the lead or jump in with chores or diapers on his own. Most of the time, he may hang around, watch what you do, or give small bits of help if you ask, almost like he's there but not fully involved. He doesn't think much about sharing the load or making things fair, so you might end up doing most of the work unless you clearly ask for help.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He isn't the type to argue just to prove a point, but he also doesn't put much effort into truly understanding your side. If you share your feelings or explain your view, he'll often listen quietly without pushing back, but he might not show deep interest or emotional support. His way is more about keeping the peace than connecting deeply.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he usually stays calm and doesn't become aggressive or say hurtful things. He might get irritated or blunt, but he's not likely to yell, insult, or make a big scene. If there's a disagreement, expect him to be direct but not disrespectful or mean.
Does he have a bad temper?
No, he does not get angry very quickly. He tends to stay steady and doesn't lose his temper over small things. This isn't a red flag, as you won't see shouting or big emotional outbursts from him.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He usually doesn't make a scene or argue much, but he also might not be quick to say sorry or take responsibility when something goes wrong. Instead, he could just shrug it off or act like it isn't a big deal. You might sometimes wish he was more thoughtful or aware when things go wrong.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He's not pushy or forceful, so he's likely to respect your boundaries when you say no. He may not ask many questions or show much understanding about your feelings, but he isn't the type to ignore or pressure you. If you are clear and direct, he will usually listen and back off without arguing or getting upset. You won't have to worry about him forcing his way when you set a limit.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
No, he is not the kind of man who takes it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He doesn't get sensitive about rejection and won't make you feel guilty or start an argument over it. He isn't likely to hold a grudge or sulk in silence.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. He is not the type to use your secrets or intimate moments against you, even during arguments or tough times. He usually says things simply and does not look for ways to embarrass or hurt others on purpose.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He's generally loyal and not easily distracted by other women. He's practical and steady in his approach to relationships, not the type to chase excitement or constantly look for attention elsewhere. You can trust that he values stability over drama, so faithfulness should not be a major concern with him.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
No, he's not over possessive, jealous, or controlling. He doesn't spend much time worrying about what you're doing or who you're with. He mainly focuses on his own life and trusts you to handle yours.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, his protective side is not a cover for being controlling. He doesn't go out of his way to tell you what to do, where to go, or who to meet. You won't see him using care as an excuse to limit your freedom.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He's likely to expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting without thinking much about sharing the load. He doesn't see raising kids as a true team effort unless you clearly ask for his help or set rules together. If you want more teamwork in parenting, clear communication will be necessary.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he will usually stay calm and not lose his temper. He isn't quick to shout, punish, or react in anger. With him, the home is more likely to stay peaceful, even when kids make mistakes.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He will mostly let you be, accepting both your role as a mother and as your own person without much interference or big expectations. He isn't someone who demands you only focus on the home, nor will he try to limit your dreams or choices. At the same time, he may not cheer you on loudly or offer deep support. It's more of a quiet acceptance.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
No, he isn't the type to quietly support your career now and later ask you to quit when a child comes along. He's not very controlling or emotionally invested in what you choose to do for work or at home. He doesn't think much about such things unless you bring up the topic.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He's likely to act polite on the surface with your parents, but may not show deep warmth or go out of his way to build a close bond. He will be respectful in his own simple way, doing what's expected, like saying hello or joining in for meals, but don't expect grand gestures of affection or long conversations. His interactions will be straightforward, without drama or rudeness, but also without much emotional connection. He is more likely to quietly adjust to your family than to expect them to change for him.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he will usually handle it calmly and not make things worse. He's not the type to argue, escalate problems, or keep grudges. He might not step in directly to solve every issue, but you won't have to worry about him adding fuel to the fire.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
He is not the kind of man who will act modern with you privately, but suddenly expect you to become a traditional supportive wife in front of his relatives. He doesn't pay close attention to such cultural roles or push strong rules about how you should behave in public versus at home. Usually, he'll let you be yourself without putting extra pressure to perform for his family.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he's likely to stay out of it rather than openly support you or take sides with his family. He doesn't enjoy conflict and prefers to keep peace by not getting deeply involved. If you want his help, you'll need to ask clearly, as he probably won't jump in on his own.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He's not strongly tied to his mother in a way that makes him a typical mummy's boy. He doesn't run to her for every decision or keep her opinion above everyone else's. However, if there's a conflict between you and his mother, he's more likely to stay silent or step back rather than take a firm stand for you. He avoids drama and doesn't like to be caught in the middle, so you may not see him clearly choose your side.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He is not the type to share every detail of your fights or your private life with his mother or sister. He prefers to handle things quietly between the two of you and doesn't feel the need to talk about personal problems outside. His way is to keep relationship matters private and avoid involving others, even close family.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all of this analysis, This guy gets a C plus. This guy is so so. Not too good, not too bad, a bit mediocre. Day in and day out, being with this man feels steady but sometimes a bit routine. He keeps himself busy, doesn't start arguments, and usually goes along with what you suggest, but often misses the small details that matter to you.